Hello viewers, we have a much talked about new game mechanic from Australian developer Real Play, who you may be aware have made a few games that you get under the Blueprint gaming platform. They made Hypernova, Megaways and games like that. Now this is a trademarked thing, Infinity Reels, and I'll explain to you how it works. It's quite simple, it doesn't look it, but it is. If you're getting seasick worrying, watching the grid move left to right like I am, look away. Now, what I'm going to do is take you to the pay tables first. Let's stop the game. Now, let's go to the top. You've got the wild, the rainbow headdress Inca or Aztec, whatever he is, and he doesn't have a pay. He does because he's a wild, obviously, but he pays top bet. He pays top pay. Symbols are stacked on the reels. Any temple symbol win triggers 3 spins. Now I'll explain that because it sounds a bit weird. Symbols pay from left to right except temple, which pays anywhere because that's scattered. That gold temple up there, remember that? Bright gold one, it scatters. They don't have a pay of their own. Now, however many symbols you get, you need 5 or more on adjacent reels starting from the left. You start off with 3 reels of 4 rows each. So you could get a stack of 4 on the first reel and just 1 on the second reel, and that's a win. Now what happens is there's a fixed pay. Every symbol, if you've got 8 of them, 12 of them or 5 of them, pays the same. 5 times bet for the scatter, 5 times bet for the gold Inca or whatever, 4 for the red, 3 for the green and blue ones. You've got 6 gems, of which the top 3 pay, 2 times bet and 1 times bet for the bottom 3 colours. Now what happens is, every time you get a win, the game will freeze the symbols in place, move the grid to the left and add 1 active reel to the right. Now what you need to do is get something that matches the symbols or the winning symbols on the original grid of 3 reels. If you do, the win will then get a 2 times multiplier. So the 4th reel active, any wins will pay 2x. If you get another winning symbol on that reel, you then move to a 5th reel, the grid moves across to the left, and you're on a 3x multiplier. Bearing in mind, when this is happening, you need to get a winning symbol, a wild or a matching symbol for the preceding reels to continue the thing. There is no limit to how many reels you can open up and what multiplier you can attain. So theoretically you could get 30 reels opened up and be on a 31x multiplier or whatever it be at that stage. So obviously you couldn't fit that all in the screen, so the game just shows you 3 reels and it moves left to right, and it does make you a bit seasick, I found. However, if you get scatters and don't get a winning symbol, say you've opened up the 7th reel and you're on a 5x multiplier or whatever for that spin, if you get a scatter there, you get a buy, a pass. Even though it doesn't match the preceding symbols, it will count as a winning symbol and it will move you to the 8th reel. So the scatter counts neutral as a sort of wild card, effectively. So that's how it works. You need 5 or more of those gold scatters to trigger 10 free spins. And like Holy Diver, so there's the rules to the reels. There's no upper limit on the number of reels. There's a multiplier. So your 4th reel, your standard grid pays you at 1x. Get the 4th reel highlighted. Even if you don't win with that 4th reel and it doesn't add a winning symbol, the win just for opening up that 4th reel becomes a 2x win. Gets that multiplier. And so on, with no limit, as it says. Now, when you trigger 3 spins, you got 4 levels. It's like Holy Diver. You can eschew the level that you're on, turn it down, save it, bank it or whatever, and carry on for level 2. You can also, if you trigger the 3 spins, gamble the level, but you get nothing if you lose at any stage. You lose a lot. So, and in 3 spins, It's exactly the same as the base game. Your free spin level 1 is identical to the base game. Your multiplier goes up by 1 per reel added and so on. If you hold your free spins back until the second trigger, the incremental multipliers go up by 2 each time. So the fourth reel will be a 3x multiplier, the fifth reel will then be 5x, sixth reel 7x and so on. If you hold them back for the third trigger, it's just multiplied by 3. So your fourth reel will give you 4x, your fifth reel 7x, your sixth reel 10x, and so on. If you hold it back to the final level 4, when you've got to take the free spins, oh, the cat's off. Go away. If you hold it back to level 4, obviously your fourth reel will be 5x because you're already on 1x, it adds 4. Your fifth reel 9x, your sixth reel 13x, your seventh reel 17x and so on. There's no limit. If at any stage you get 12 reels added to the 3 you started with, it says here you get an 880x times stake extra reward. It says 12 or more reels being added, so that presumably means your original 3 reels become 15. At which stage you'd be on in the base game, obviously, a 13x multiplier. So you get a jackpot, and I'll just explain the free spins, the levels. If you store them, or you can store them, take them, or gamble them. So it sounds complicated, all this spiel, but you'll see when I play it. It's very simple. You pay 20 coins to play. If you play always for the level 4 free spins, your RTP is 96.54. If you always take what the base game offers you, the bonuses, it's 95.51. And in between there's a couple of other figures, look. So let's get rid of that. Go back to the game, stick it on auto, you can actually watch it. It's not, in my opinion, it's not going to be a rival for Megaways, but it is imaginative. But if you think about it, it's doing exactly the same thing as Megaways. You need another scatter now to get free spins. Bloody hell, we got it as well. There you go, we got free spins. I'm not going to take them because this is exactly the same as the base game, so I will store them. There you go, we'll store those. I'm not gambling on 50-50. We'll store it. Yeah, we'll store it. There you go. So, you saw the free spins trigger there. Yeah, it's not going to be a rival for Megaways. And it's just a convoluted way of doing what Bonanza does. In Bonanza, obviously you've got a great range of symbols. You can get 0.8x for 6 of a kind, right up to 50x for the diamonds, then an increasing multiplier. In the free spins on this game, obviously your multipliers freeze like they do on Bonanza. So instead of resetting like they will now after this spin, instead of resetting, in free spins, now I've reset back to 1x, and the grid's gone back to 3. But in free spins, you retain the multiplier. So say I was on level 4, opened the 6th reel up, and I was on 17x multiplier. At the start of the next spin, I would be on 17x multiplier. So the 4th reel will then pay 21x. So you've got hellishly high potential increasing multipliers in the bonus, but the symbols are all limited to a maximum of 5x, no matter how many you get. So it's just the same. It's just doing a similar thing to Bonanza, but in a different way. If you think about it, as you can see here, see how it works. Got a 4x multiplier on that win. We're playing 100 coins. So what do we get for it in the end? 6.8 times better for that spin. So you can see how it works. I think you can take those free spins at any time. Can you press that and take it? Or have you stored them? Have you stored them for good? Let's stop it and have a look. I didn't check that. No. So if you run out of credit and your bankroll's almost bust, you think, well, I better take the bonus now before I bust. You can't. Just to let you know that. I thought I'd check that. That's a salient bit of information. So yes, you get you can get on level 4. You can get some stupid multipliers in the bonus. So all those stack wiles, look, you might as well just got 1 on the grid rather than 3 because it makes no difference to what you're going to get paid. Nevertheless, that was 6 times better for that. The respins here are all on the same credit. You don't pay a fresh credit to get your respin. I'm playing 100 coins here. You can't see the bankroll, it's below the screen, but so yeah. Like I said, your scatters are a wild card. If you only get scatters on your 4th, 5th or incremental reels, they do facilitate another respin, which, as I said, are all on the same credit. Now I think by playing this you'd be bloody fortunate to open up 12 fresh reels. You'd need these hits, like I've just had 2 there on a trot on the extra reels. You'd need 12 consecutive matching hits to trigger that bonus. You also only need a 2 reel hit if you get 5 symbols in the first 2 reels. So even if the 3rd reel, no, that's actually wrong. You have to. It looks like you have to fill all 3 reels up. In other words, yeah, your triggering win has to go across. Your 5 of a kind or better has to go across all 3 reels. That's another question we've answered. As you saw there, we got a 6 of a kind win or 6 block win, but it didn't reach the 3rd reel, so we couldn't open the 4th one up. So that's 2 little foibles we've uncovered there, or deciphered. What I'm going to do is take level 2 if I get it, so we can see the multiplier go up 2x each free game and retains the multiplier. Sorry, this is a bit of a waffly video, but it does have comprehensive and very idiosyncratic rules, this slot. It's a new idea, and you know, fair play to them for trying, but there's only so much you can do with this, isn't there? Unlike Mega Ways, which, as you can see by the variety of games you got, and the different amount of maximum ways they've got, and the amount of features, it's quite a versatile mechanic, Mega Ways, but I'm not sure this would be very versatile. If it plays badly, I can tell what people are going to call it. Dorado Infinite Steals. Okay, I'm going to leave it off for a while and wait till I trigger the feature, and I'm going to demonstrate the free spins to you. Yeah, what I said about the scatter, how the scatter works, if you only get 1 or 2, to get the 4th reel open, you need to have it on the 3rd reel. Because what it's doing is effectively giving you a spin on the 4th reel to try and get the remaining scatters to trigger it. However, if you've got a win opened up and the scatter comes on the reel, you only get spins as long as scatters come up on the subsequent added reels. In other words, it gives you a chance to get the free spins. Other symbols will not count. I'll show you what I mean when it happens. So you need infinite patience to play this, trust me. So say I get a scatter on this reel now, which I didn't, on that reel, it would have given me the 5th reel to try and get more scatters. However, if I'd have got a wild or one of the winning symbols on it, it wouldn't have counted. It's only relevant for the scatter. So on the extreme right reel, it's only the scatter that will count. What's the biggest multiplier I've had so far? Funny you're watching this. Normally it stops on 3 or 4, 9 times out of 10. That's the best spin I've had. Yeah, I think it is. It's the biggest win I've had on it. That's the first time I've had over 10x. I wish I'd taken those free spins now, because I've had 200 odd spins since that trigger and I haven't got anywhere near it. So it looks to me like the scatters have got a lot harder after I've turned down level 1. See, I need scatters only now. I got it. The winning symbol doesn't count. In other words, as you can see, the wild I got there doesn't go back past the scatters to the win. That's what I was trying to explain. So now I'm going to take the level 2 free spins. That's also my biggest reel win yet, 12.25x. So now we're going to take the 3 spins, 2x multiplier for every incremental reel. I'm not going to gamble it because I'll be here all day trying to get it again. So here's the 3 spins. And have you noticed on the 3 spins you haven't got any blanks? There's no blanks between the tiles. So now I should start off on 3x next time, shouldn't I? I don't think you can get extra spins or re-triggers. I've got another win, there you go, 5x. It's getting much harder to get 4 reels now, isn't it? You can see the potential if you got really lucky on level 4 or something. It's 4 spins and we're up to times 5. Harder to get the wins, surprisingly. That's a win, but we won't open up the reel. We'll get another multiplier. We need 3 real wins, don't we? Only. What are we up to? 22x. That's more like it. Come on. It's bloody hard now. You hardly ever miss the 4th reel in the base game, but in the 3 spins you do. Was there scatters on the reels? Could you get a re-trigger? I don't know. Yeah, you can. There's scatters there, so you must be able to get a re-trigger. Well, there you go. We got up to 7x, and the total win was 27.65x. So that's Dorado Infinity Reels for you. Quite a lengthy video for one slot. It's over a quarter of an hour, but it is quite. There's a lot of little foibles you have to explain, but I think I've gone through them all. And personally, not one for me, although it is fun to play. You'd have to be very lucky to win big on it. Thanks for watching.